Is this the end for Amazon? Now, if you noticed what's going on out in the retail world, and it probably is a smart move to pay close attention to the biggest retail market in the world when you're thinking about trends and about what's going to happen next. And of course, the biggest retail market in the world just happens to be China. And what's happening in China right now is lives. Not our lives, but people, influencers going live on the Taobao website and basically spruiking products, influencers selling products directly from the Taobao website, and then customers being able to buy those products directly from within the architecture of that website. Now, this lady here, you probably don't know who the hell this is, but she is a mega star in China. To give you an idea of the selling power of this particular young lady, imagine this. On the biggest shopping day in China, which is a day called Singles Day, so just like Amazon has Prime and things like that, Alibaba, Taobao, Tmall, all owned by the same company, they have Singles Day. And that particular Singles Day, this particular young lady sold through her live channel on the Taobao, Tmall websites 3 billion yuan worth of product. Now, 3 billion yuan, what the hell does that mean? Well, that equates to 450 million, give or take, dollars, US dollars, worth of product in one day she was responsible for selling. Think about that. That is a freaking lot of product for anybody to sell, for any big corporate to sell, never mind one individual making those sales. So, I don't know, just to preface this, I don't know what the future's going to hold. I don't know what the future's going to hold. I don't know if things are going to pan out. But again, it's worthwhile paying attention to the way things are moving in other marketplaces, because very, very typically that what happens in one marketplace filters through and happens in another marketplace. We've already seen Amazon with its own live channel. I don't know if you've actually paid any attention to that. Maybe you have, maybe you haven't. But Amazon's got its own live channel. Let's just go find that for you, actually. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, we'll talk about that in a second. So this is Get Fit. This is our Amazon Live. You should really go and check it out. It's amazon.com/live. All right. And right now, what you've got is you've got Jacqueline, who is an influencer, by the way. Let's just pause that right there with I won't say what that position is. Anyway, so Jacqueline is an influencer, but she's doing a fitness workout. But she is also selling, if you look underneath the video, she's selling the yoga mat, $150 for a yoga mat, holy shit, plus resistance bands, plus what looks like a yoga strap. But there's a problem. There's a problem because you probably didn't even know that existed, did you? You probably had never even heard of Amazon Live. And the problem with Amazon in general is the fact that it's only great if you know what you want to buy. It's only great if you go there and search for something. It's actually terrible for discovering new products. And that's the Achilles heel of Amazon, something that Jeff Bezos, of course, is acutely aware of. He would love to be able to alter things. And so this is their attempt to get into that marketplace, to build out their own offering in such a way that you can see a product and impulse buy a product. Now, there is a long and profitable history, not just in America, but in Australia, in the UK, here in Portugal, of TV shows flogging stuff And you only have to go back a few years to people like Billy Mays and the rest of those incredible individuals who were the kings and queens of the infomercial. But wait, there's more! To know that America is very, very happy to buy things from a live, TV show. They're very, very happy to do that. And so the buying behavior is there. The proof of concept is in the history of American and Australian TV. And yet, right now, there's nobody really doing that very well. That hasn't migrated onto a e-commerce platform in quite the same way that it's migrated in China. Nobody's really doing that very well. In Amazon.com, for instance, it's incredibly clunky to go and buy something. The app that you do it on, you should go and get that app. Doesn't work very well. There's no ability to live chat with the presenters. There's no way to communicate. There's no feedback mechanism. That doesn't exist yet, and it is a problem. Now, you may have seen, if you've been paying attention, that recently Facebook, Mr. Zuckerberg, did a deal with Shopify. And the deal was to be able to offer Shopify products directly on Facebook stores. And that is his attempt to integrate lives and the ability to go live within the guise of a shopping structure. That's his attempt to do that. That's where they're taking that. That's what they're trying to accomplish, which, by the way, ought to be incentive for you to get your arse into gear and get your own Shopify website, because more and more and more, that's going to be the way it goes. Now, I don't know how long that's going to take. I've got no idea. I'm going to talk about that in just a little while. However, if they are thinking about it, if Jeff Bezos is thinking about it, you ought to be thinking about it too. You ought to be thinking about it too. Because things move fast in the online world. What was once incredibly popular quickly becomes out of date and no longer relevant to the way we live our lives. So, what the hell does this all mean? Well, for me, it means that I believe we've probably got another 5 years of the Amazon gravy train. And you may be sitting there thinking to yourself, shit, that's forever. We'll be billionaires. But then what? But then what? But then what? But then what? And 5 years does sound like a long time. However, just like anything, there's preparation to be done. There's things that you can be doing to facilitate that next wave. And my gig is I want to feed my family, not just for today, not just for tomorrow, but for years and years and years to come into the future. And the way that you do that is by adapting and seeing trends and being at the forefront of those trends. And I believe the trend now is towards live events whereby you have an influencer. And if you think about this, we've got a confluence of different things converging to make this a reality. We've got influencers who've become the new trusted sources of information, whether that's through media like Joe Rogan, for instance, who just did a massive deal to Spotify with his podcast. That is now, for all intents and purposes, mainstream media, mainstream news, to Instagram influencers and to TikTok influencers and people like that. So we've got that happening. And if you look at the data, influencers in general, we like to shop through recommendations. When we build a relationship with an influencer, something I'm going to cover in my inner circle this month, all about influencers. When we build a relationship with an influencer, we're happy for them to tell us what to buy. We're happy to plug in to them and to listen to them. Now, who are some of the biggest influencers on the planet? Well, you've got people, love them or hate them, like the Kardashians, for instance. And what are they doing? Well, the Kardashians were just in China. They were just in China. They were just talking to people at Tmall, looking at and having a chat with this young lady, who's the most popular person right now in all of China when it comes to making online sales. 3 billion yuan in one day is astounding. So you've got that. So you've got the Kardashians looking at that and taking notice of that and preparing for that. Again, this is the biggest influence in the world. If they're looking at it, then we should be looking at it too. We should be looking at it too. So where's this probably going to go? Well, I don't believe, right now at least anyway, that Amazon has got the right infrastructure and architecture to facilitate this, because Amazon Lives right now are very, very clunky. That's not why we go to Amazon. Amazon has not made that leap into going and watching lives on it. Where are we shopping? No. Where are we going right now for entertainment, for influencers? It is not Amazon. Although Amazon has just done this deal with Heidi Klum and Tim Gunn called Making the Cut. So that was a big project for them. Heidi Klum got paid a lot of money for that, and that's based on their Project Runway formula that they put together, her and Tim Gunn. And so they've moved that onto Amazon Prime, and the premise behind that is they go around the world, talk to these different designers. They all have a big competition. The best designer in the world wins the Project Runway Making the Cut title. Okay, so but what they're allowing you to do as well is to shop the products, shop the designs that are being created as a result of that. So if you come over to their store, you can see all the different stores. There's Esther and Johnny and Sander, for instance. You should really check that out. Whether or not you're into that sort of shit is irrelevant, really. But as a marketing exercise, it's really quite smart. But again, I don't get that that's where the eyeballs are for this kind of thing. That just doesn't seem to me to be where the eyeballs are. For me, it seems to be, if I want to consume influencer content, I'm on YouTube. That's where I am. Whereabouts are you when you think about it? I'm on YouTube. I'm on Instagram. And more and more and more people are on TikTok. Let's just go check out TikTok. TikTok, I think, is better positioned than any other platform to take care of this and to become the new platform where we can go and shop influencer live formats. I think that's where they are best positioned to do that, and they certainly have the lion's share of the young market, and more older generation are joining TikTok as well. 300 million people right now, which is a lot of people by anybody's expectations. So YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, I think right now is the time to be getting onto those platforms with your brand, with your products, and be building out your brand story, your brand messaging on those platforms, to be already doing the work now to facilitating that. Because there will be, as always, there will be a time when a lot of people are consuming content, and that content can be hijacked and leveraged for very, very little money. So back in the day, when I was doing loads and loads of affiliate marketing, Google was our number one affiliate marketing channel that we would run our ads through, and we could buy Google ads for pennies, for absolute pennies. Now, of course, that doesn't last for long because more and more people jump onto that. The costs go up, the click costs go up, the competition goes up, and before you know it, the gold rush is over, and whether you're in it or not, who knows? And then YouTube did a similar thing, and Facebook did a similar thing. Facebook ads used to be ludicrously cheap to buy, like ludicrously cheap, and they would freaking give them away, basically. But not anymore. Not anymore. And so there will come a time in the not too distant future when that opportunity presents itself again. So whilst I believe that the big switch will come in, who knows, 5 years, I think, based on what I'm seeing. But way before then, there will be an opportunity to purchase airtime, screen time, eyeballs, because that's what it really is, at a very, very cheap price, and to be at the forefront of that. You could be at the forefront of that. It is coming. It is coming for sure. There's no doubt in my mind, with so many people going over to China, so many of the big brands getting into the Chinese market and using this live format to do that, that it is only a matter of time before that is in the Western world too. It's only a matter of time. And so now is the time to take opportunities and to take your brand, your thinking onto that. Now, I will cover this as I do stuff more and more and more. Predominantly, I will cover it in my inner circle because that's where I tend to cover all that kind of new stuff that I'm working on. But again, coming up in my inner circle this month is my influencer program, all about getting influencers to promote your product for you. If you haven't thought about doing that, again, right now, it's a crazy period of time where you can buy influencers, influence, and the eyeballs that they get super cheap. That is not going to last. That is not going to last. And so because of that, now is the time to be taking action to put the things in place necessary for this. I promise you, this is coming. The question is, will you be ready? Will you be ready? I hope you will. If you stick around with me, I will do my utmost to give you what you need to be ready for it. That's it. I wanted to kind of shoot this. I was kind of been in my head for a little while and I wanted to get it out. If you enjoyed this, make sure that you like this video and you subscribe to my channel. And if you've got any comments about that, good, bad, indifferent, comment below and I'll personally respond to you as well. Thanks so much for watching. I'll speak to you soon. Bye-bye.